Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Ray Orsini, and besides struggling with words today, this is MMN Presents IT Nation's PitchIT, where we go over different vendors that are coming to the space or existing in the space that are being part of this initiative. The PitchIT competition is all about who's going to be the best pitch to the MSP audience. And today is no different. We're going to be bringing on, apologize, there's a last minute change. Monjur was supposed to be on. He had to have a last minute cancellation, rescheduling. We'll do that another time. Not a big deal. But we have some other stuff to fill in the gaps. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Sean Lardo and Miss Alexandria Boyd.
Howdy.
We're missing one. There we go. I was like, no, there's another one.
She came on as slow as you. She came on as slow as you were speaking just now. Let's be honest.
I'm running very slowly today. Whatchamacallit? He already has a job. He's chief of chat. I mean, and I'll let you do those initials in your own. So, Alexandria Boyd. So we have two Alexes today, both female. One is Alexandria, one is Alexandra. So for the sake of my sanity, we're going to go with Alexandria today. Alexandria Boyd, how you doing?
And just muted.
Oh,
amazing.
Muted. She pulled a Ray.
Going well. This is going well.
Oh no.
This is going well. This is a good start to the show. Let me help out with this while we're waiting for Alexandria to take care of difficulties.
Yeah, please.
So Ray, how are you doing today? Other than moving slow as all hell.
I'm I mean, it's a two vendor show. We got to fill some time, so why not?
No, I immediately feel like I'm watching Zootopia and you're the sloth.
What was his name? Speedy or something like that? I love that guy. Whatchamacallit? Danny will help you out. Danny, take her off screen and help her out in the.
Kick Alexandria off the screen. You've been voted off the island already.
I mean, I didn't realize PitchIT was that brutal that like within 30 seconds you can get cut from the competition.
We don't mess around. We don't mess around.
Dude, you can't cut hosts on their own show. Like that's messed up, dude.
It's already been brought in.
It's already been brought in. All right, Sean, why don't you introduce? Well, first of all, let's talk about PitchIT real quick. I gave my extremely slow version. Why don't you give the normal speed version? What PitchIT is?
Slow isn't the word. It was something else, but it was very articulate. Let's make it. You know what? Thank you. So let's make this easy. Fact of the matter is, PitchIT is a Shark Tank-like competition, and I'm sad. I was waiting for the timer to come up. I don't know where Danny is, but let's put it this way: Shark Tank is a Shark Tank-like competition, and it's built for innovators that are startup companies coming into space that support MSPs and can integrate into the IT Nation itself. Thanks for 3 minutes to do that. I appreciate that. Now, the goal behind this all right now, 26 vendors come in. We're looking for the top 3 to compete live on stage at IT Nation Connect in November on the 5th, where they will be on stage in front of thousands of MSPs to talk about what they do, thousands and hundreds of thousands of MSPs that'll be there to watch them present, and $70,000 grand prize, $30,000 second place, and steak knives third.
Steak knives third, which is the big prize. Let's be honest. The Marvin B steak knives, that's the prize to get. So,
dude, he was so excited to bring those. It was like the best thing. He was so happy. He was like, "Are they gonna let me in with them?" Like, they're gonna be in plastic. Like, you're not running around. I didn't
want to say anything, but Thread looked kind of sad when they didn't win third place. When they only took first place with a big check, they were like, "Oh!" Mark's face was like, "Oh no, so close." All right, so let's bring up some people that. Maybe grabbing the big check, maybe grabbing the steak knives. Who knows?
Yeah.
Sean, why don't you introduce our two guests here?
Oh, my Lord. Two guests. So, they're from the attic of the U.S. They're in Canada. They're from a company called Cavelo.
Sir, it's pronounced Canada.
I'm sorry. Sure. Yes. You know what? You're right. Sorry. I'm covering all my basics on Canadianese by saying A and sorry.
Canadianese.
Yes. Yes. From Cavelo, actually became very good friends of mine over the last year here. They've been investing a lot into the space, and actually, if you weren't at IT Nation Secure, you missed like a rap take place from a white Canadian woman that actually did rap and sounded pretty good at. I know that look exactly was. I thought she didn't do too bad. So without further ado, we can bring Kris and Alex on to the screen now and start talking about this ordeal.
We're actually going to bring both Alexes back up because I think we've solved the audio.
Can you hear me now?
And now somebody's echoing. Go.
Can you hear me now? We can hear you, Alexandra. Yeah. Yay.
So, all right, cool. So, Alex and Kris, welcome. I'm assuming it's not Kris that was doing the rapping.
It was not. It was me. Yeah, I'm gonna own it.
Okay. I mean, I got DJ equipment. I got music ready to go. I don't know if you know this. I DJ'd the rap battle Connect 2 years ago. So if you want to do this live, we'll just switch. We'll just ignore the whole Cavelo thing, and we'll just do the rap live, and that's your pitch.
Cool.
Are you prepared?
I can wing it. Yeah.
It's more than 30 seconds. But
it is more than 30 seconds.
I love the excitement. I love it. Okay. I love this because who was it last week that came on and they were trash talking in the green room? They were going to win. I forgot who it was.
Who was that? It was 2 weeks ago. It
was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
It was
Anu.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yes, it was a noob.
Well, he throws around money though. He doesn't care. He's
that's okay. We're throwing the gauntlet down. It's
I mean, you got to take this. So, all right, Alex, Kris, tell us about yourselves first. Let's start with Alex. Besides rapping at IT Nation Secure, very sad I missed that. What's your background? Tell us about you.
Yeah, so I've been with Cavelo for about 3 years now, the entirety that the company has been out to the public. Previous to that, I worked for a cybersecurity company in town as well. Background in marketing, field marketing, events. I came to Cavelo and wasn't sure what a startup life was all about. And I sort of just dove in head first. And so I'm still here. So
cool. What about you, Kris?
I did 15 years in the MSP world as a rep and consultant, and transitioned to the vendor side of the world. I guess I'm working on my 7th year now, and have worked for the principal ownership at Cavelo in a past life, actually, and had a successful exit and sort of followed them to what we're doing today.
Can I just say the fact that he started off with "I did this many years," like it was like in prison?
Yeah,
I did this many years.
Yeah.
I did a nickel. I got out.
I did.
I don't know, man. I mean, after I got out of MSP, it was good. I get asked all the time, what would you do if you did MSP again? I'm like, I wouldn't. That very, very simply, I would not.
No.
All right. So you've been around the block. You did your stint in the can or in the slammer, and you're back at it. What is Cavelo? Besides kind of a cool name, what is Cavelo?
Yeah. So we're a platform designed specifically for MSPs to bring some attack surface management features together in a very simple to deploy and administrate way, because we understand, having in a past life been an MSP, that any administrative touch costs bottom line. So we want to make it as easy as possible for them to use the platform. And we also want to make it an easy thing to go to market with and generate net new revenue with. So we do data discovery and classification, identity access management, vulnerability management, and asset discovery, all in one simple platform to make an MSP's life easy.
Very cool. So when did Cavelo come into existence?
it was about 2021.
Yep, that's our go-to-market, and then we were stealth mode for about 3 years previous to that, building out the base of the platform.
So previous to Cavelo starting, the CEO had a company called Root Secure, vulnerability management company that was acquired by Arctic Wolf, and the CEO took time off after that acquisition. He spent some time in New York. He talked to a lot of CIOs, CISOs, CTOs about sort of what their pain points were. Essentially, he found that no one really knew where their data was, sensitive information. It was moving to different areas, and then COVID happened and everyone's working from home. So that sort of evolved the Cavelo product.
Yeah, the philosophy is vulnerability management is great, but why are we doing it, right? Well, we're doing it to protect people's sensitive data and IP. And so you can't protect it if you don't know where it is and can't see it. So let's make sure that we know where the crown jewels are in order to focus our ability to use our preferred block and tackle tool set to protect what counts.
Awesome. So actually, Keith actually has good questions a lot of times, sometimes. Not all the time. I say sometimes. Even though, Cavelo.
Hey, that's more love and respect, Sean.
Well, okay, hold on. Henry Cavill was a really great Superman, and he was awesome in Witcher.
So he's a very good defense to everything.
Yes. I don't even know if that's how you spell Cavill, but I'll go with it.
But it sounds good. Like a good defense is a great offense. Is that how it works? I got it. So yeah, the question there is, is Superman a network agent or per device agent?
Okay. It's a bit of both, and I'll unpack that. So the only way to get properly dependable, enriched information related to data discovery and classification and vulnerability management, as well as identity access management, is to put agents on devices, because they're on the device, they can get better information. However, for those devices that are on a network that we can't put an agent on, in each subnet, we turn an agent into a slave, and it pings whatever else it can find within that subnet, and all of that information gets rolled up. So it's a combination of both to get exactly what everybody needs.
Cool. Alex, I see another question in the chat for you when Danny brings it up.
Wow, Danny, you're on point. Doing well there.
We're all on the today.
All right. So sorry about that. So Dean's asking this question. Alex, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah. So great question. How do you guys have so many MSPs openly reviewing your product already? That's not something that we commonly see in this space.
I believe it's an awesome marketing department. Just saying.
It was really important for us to, when we first came out with the product and we were going to market with it, we really wanted to understand the use case and how our, friendly customers were using the product, how prospective customers were going to be using it, pricing, etc. So we really just put ourselves out there. We had a lot of conversations with those customers, and we do a lot of quarterly business reviews from our partner success. We are also using a channel program to, get some reviews. We're on G2. We're just part of, different review platforms to really learn and obviously selfishly get some good reviews that we can utilize too.
Yeah, like Alex is saying, we don't presume to know what the product needs to be. It's partner-led. From our perspective, we want our partners to put a hand on the steering wheel and tell us where this thing needs to go. And because of that, they're invested in our success, because our success is their success, and they're happy to provide their feedback publicly about some of the good things we're doing for them.
So Let me ask you a question. Partner-led or client-led, we hear that a lot from vendors. How exactly, give me brass tacks, how has that informed your business? What specific things have come out of it from being partner-led?
Primarily, it's use case based. So they provide us an understanding of what their day-to-day administrative life looks like, and the types of things they're trying to solve and the challenges that they're dealing with. And then they tell us what the feature set would be, or give us their wish list, and then we simply dev to that.
How do you prioritize? Let's be realistic here, right? We get a ton of questions for a ton of development and integrations. Some of them are wastes of time. So, yep. I mean, you're not doing everything a partner says. And I think it's very clear that partners understand the true expectation, because now a bunch of partners are saying, oh, I can just call them and they're going to develop some really cool stuff for me.
Yeah. So
how do you do that?
We use a method of request and submission to a website, and then people upvote which things that they want the most, and then we'll set up review meetings with the partners that were involved in those upvotes so that we can hear it in an in-depth way about what they're actually trying to get at on what was floated to the top.
Okay. And
is
after
that
though,
quarterly or monthly, or how do you review those?
That's a very good question that other people at the organization would know better than I, because I'm not part of the product team, but it's fairly regularly. And our CEO actually sets aside every Friday at 11 to have at least one call with a current partner to discuss and get feedback and understand what's working, what could be improved, and solicit information about how to be better for our partners.
Awesome.
Good question,
all right, Sean. You got a. All right, Keith's got a question for you, Sean.
Yeah, I saw that. He back to the per device agent. Since it is they have network installer scripts or RMM integrations to deploy. Can you dig into that a little bit?
Yep, we have all the packages necessary for any MSP to deploy through GPO scripting or the RMM that they're using. Windows, Mac, Linux, both flavors of Mac also. It's very straightforward. We've, again, packaged it to be as frictionless and barrier-free as possible because the whole goal is to be, like butter.
Like butter?
Like butter. Smooth like butter.
Wow.
All right, Alex, you can take that one.
Sure. So I love Dean's analogies. He's always so good with those analogies. So if you're in an MSP grocery store per se, what aisle would you fit into, and what product might you switch from to you?
Okay, so I'm sure everybody's familiar with the left and right of boom concept. I saw it discussed with Anoop 2 weeks ago. It's a very similar discussion, right? Cybersecurity incident happens. Everybody on the right-hand side is the, oh boy, what do we do now? Post-incident set. These are your block and tackle tools that everybody has made their preferred choices of as an MSP. We are solidly left of boom. So we are in what we would consider the proactive visibility and insights space to try to empower an MSP to do the things necessary to lessen the potential of a boom to happen in the first place, or if it does, lessen the severity of the security incident. So they have the opportunity to understand where improvements need to be made in advance of any problems. And that is where we come to the table. So we meld very well to complete the circle with the choice of block and tackle tool set that make up the castle wall of defense that any MSP has probably chosen, because we sort of round out their knowledge and understanding of what they should be doing.
So yeah, got that, understood. So what other, is there another vendor in this space that you would compare to that you may say, oh, we're kind of like them, or we're standing out on top of them because of these things, or what product are you looking to kind of come in and beat out if there is one?
Yeah, that's a great question. So because we do 4 key things, there are players in the channel that do some things in those spaces, but not all the things we're doing. So it's a difficult question to answer. But in the data discovery and classification field, we're often offsetting a Varonis. And in the vulnerability management space and asset discovery world, we often run into folks like Connect Secure or Cyrisma. But what we are positioning in the market is that there should be very little overlap, because we're the place that you graduate to as an MSP from those products as a starting place. They have their place. They're good products. If you need something to get going on, they're great. And we've actually, in discovery conversations with partners, sent them the partners because they weren't quite ready for us yet. They were not as mature as they needed to be as an MSP to graduate to what we're doing, because we're a little bit more, let's call it, sophisticated.
Yeah, the one-stop shop method. I love that. I love that you're still, sharing the love and sending those partners who aren't quite ready for you to other partners in the space too, because that's what it's all about, is the community aspect as well.
Exactly. It's a big pie. There's lots of people to work with in the space. We just have to find the right ideal partner profile for us.
Yeah.
So I have a question though. I'm sorry, Ray, 1 second though.
Go ahead, dude.
Just to cap us off a little bit. You have an ideal partner base that you go after, demographic. The ones that aren't ready for you, won't they eventually, in a perfect world, they'll be ready for you? Correct?
Yeah. We do you
expect to get them back from the person you referred them to?
Well, we do have a let's call it limited technical option that is a more favorable starting price. I'm not going to say freemium, but I just did. Just to get an interest, right? If people know that we're the right thing for them and they're going to grow into us and don't want to juggle products, we have an option for them to get a foothold in and then grow into the full platform.
Okay, but if you refer them somewhere else right now, they're not coming back to you.
Well, why do you say that, Sean? They're a one-stop shop. They're referring them to people who only do one piece of the pie. They don't do the full pie. So if you want the full pie, you got to come over to Cavelo.
Cool. Well, that would be correct. That was where I want them to say that, not you, though. This is an Alexandra Boyd's interview.
I'm sorry, Sean. I was confused why you were a little slow there. I thought it was just a slow day for everyone. My bad, guys.
So Sean is coaching. Okay, so we can do some inside baseball here. Sean is coaching these contestants and PitchIT, and when you coach and when you mentor, sometimes you will purposely give them the area to be successful, give them the opening. And I think that's what Sean was doing there. So
correct.
It's all good.
But Data Girl Alexandra just steal the whole show. You know what? We can all get off and let her just talk. We're done.
This is why the three of us can't be on at the same time.
Someone take them off screen. We don't need them.
Okay, bye, Sean. No. All right, so we have questions here. We don't need us. We do need the chat. And I see Dean's asking some doll hair questions in the chat. Specifically, why is pricing missing from the chat or from the website, I mean?
It's a very good question. We would prefer to have a conversation because it depends on the amount of licensing being purchased. Obviously, there's a discounting scale. We're also modular in relation to how the pricing works. And we can do bundle pricing if people are interested in a combination of modules. So it gets pretty complex pretty quick. What I can tell you is that we are designed specifically for MSPs. We understand how MSPs work, prefer to be billed monthly, and they want the subscriptions for any tool set that they purchase to be in and around the same price as everything else, which I can assure you we are. A few dollars per endpoint per month in that neighborhood for the whole platform.
That seems like a good answer.
It's like a perfectly fine answer.
So come have a conversation with us and we'll tease out exactly the right starting place for any MSP.
And since you're in the PitchIT competition, which is a ConnectWise IT Nation product property, what about the integration with ConnectWise? Let's talk about that.
We have initial integration to manage, and we are in the event program and are working on all the other modules. And actually, we just got on the short list for Security 360 because we had a great conversation with ConnectWise's CTO, and he fast-tracked us because he saw the potential. So we are all the way in on ConnectWise.
And I want to point out here, I'm very, as I'm going through the website, you offer a demo, and one of the things, let's see if I can share my screen here. One of the things that I actually pointed out to me is, we know this as, I can't share my screen. Danny, if you could share the website, I'll tell you where to go. One of the things that happens is when you want to do a demo, you want to get pricing, you want to, you have to, you're going to give your email. That's that call to action. Go into the sales funnel. One of the cool things, Danny, if you click on take a tour at the top, I love that you're making business email optional, that you can actually go through to the tour if you don't provide your information. I think that's brilliant. That is entirely counterintuitive to anybody in sales and marketing, but I personally love that. So I think that's really cool and an enticement to anybody who's interested. Daniel, you don't need to log in.
Oh, look, we can see people. Let's look at all those things. Let's go.
And I will say that take a tour, if you will, is our single best marketing piece. No offense to anything else you've done, but it is fantastic. It's basically 2 to 3 minutes. Anybody can self-service, click through, and just read popovers, highlighting all of the modules and the functionality within those modules. So in 3 minutes, you can have a quick understanding of exactly what the platform's about, how the UI looks and the interface is, how you might administrate it, et cetera, et cetera. It is pretty fantastic.
And like we sort of did that intentionally. We obviously, like everyone knows, when you just try and go to look for something to purchase and then you're inundated with ads and you have to fill things out, and it's really annoying. And we sort of intentionally did, okay, so let's make it optional. The people that, you know, want to take a look at the product and they're serious, then yeah, they'll fill out their email. We'll get it. We'll have a really good conversation with them after. Even if they come back a month later, that still, you know, is a bit of piques their interest to test it out, take it for a spin.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Kris, Alex, who's doing the pitch? Because we got our 30-second pitch coming up.
That would be me.
All right. So
obviously not
we're going to get...
Obviously not bringing a ringer in today, I see.
Alex offered to wrap the whole thing. I said it was an unfair advantage over the rest of it. I know for
that's fine. Just let Kris do it. That's fine. Let Kris do it. It's fine. We'll take the beat. We'll take the beat.
All right. So when you see the 30-second timer start, Kris, it's your show.
All right. Thanks. Cavelo was created from day one for MSPs. Our attack surface management platform is designed to let MSPs generate revenue by offering a unified feature set previously unaffordable to their customers, including asset discovery, vulnerability management, data discovery and classification, and identity access management. MSPs have had little access to these ASM functions in a way that was practical to adopt and still allowed them to be profitable. Cavelo's mission is to try to solve for this in the IT channel and make
and mute. Are people muted? My eyes not here.
So close.
Right. Yeah, I'm muted. So
yeah,
I muted Kris, and then I muted myself too, because you know, let's go for the gander, something like that. So Sean, well, you know what, Sean, I've heard enough of you today. Alex, Alexandria, how did Kris do?
I think you did well. I understood it, and as I've said before, you know, I'm not as technical, so and I have a good understanding of what the product is and why MSPs would want it. I obviously went a little bit over time, so just paying more attention to that to make sure you can get everything that you want to say and the pitch in the 30-second time frame. But I think it was presented well.
How much was I over? I didn't look.
About 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Okay, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Not the end of the world. Sean, what's your feelings on it? Did he do great?
I'm really waiting for Sean to give us some feedback here. So.
My feelings.
Leaning in.
No. So first, I like that you start off with, you know, acknowledging built for MSPs with the MSP in mind. You start off with that, which is strong. That's what you have to say, right? We have to acknowledge, because the first question every MSP asks is, are you going to steal my leads? Are you going to talk to my end users? Are you selling to end users yourself right now? Are you not going to give me the time I need to succeed? So that's good that you acknowledge that. I think that you could probably do a better job with the call to action. Like, you know, and maybe not get into the weeds on all the particulars and just talk about what the pain was that you're solving for. You could, because, you know, with 30 seconds, you do that, you make your 30-second mark easily.
So the thing that struck me, Kris, is that you speak and you're conversational, you know the product, you know your audience, you're comfortable, and then when you're doing the 30-second pitch, it was very clear you were reading.
Yeah,
you don't get to read at podium and connect, or you shouldn't. You really, really shouldn't.
Well, you can't read off of it. I agree. You can't read off a script. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah. No, it should be more natural. You should be able to say it right away.
Yeah,
and if I ask you now, what it comes
from. Part of it comes from 30 minutes. You've just given us 30 minutes of you talking and being conversational, so we get to know you, and then the pitch becomes slightly jarring when it's a different tone, different cadence. So just something to keep in mind. Alex, we have probably the most important question here. We can't let Kris and Alex do this. Alex, you're in charge of marketing, so I want your answer on this. I will let my Alexandria ask the question because that's what I meant to say when I started this conversation. So,
yeah. So IT Nation Connect this year, guys. What is going to be your top swag item, and why did you choose it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Everyone obviously loves swag, and it's always really difficult to like be the top swag, company. We have socks that have been, our traditional socks. So we're definitely going to have those. And then we are working on some custom t-shirts, which is something we've never done before. So
I can't wait to see them, guys.
And we have Kendi jumping in, saying hello. So that's always nice. Very excited for Cavelo at PitchIT in the 2024 PitchIT class. Sean, why'd you choose Shark Tank format versus Gong Show? I know where he's going, but it's honestly a valid question.
Well, I mean, the first off, we were not to have a gong on stage, which would have been really, I would have really enjoyed that. Let's be honest.
I can totally see you asking and them telling you no about that. But yes,
right. I would love to do that, but we have to be supportive, and gonging people on stage and talking is not supportive. I've been told, which I don't know if I agree with. But that's one reason. The second reason is for Shark Tank. It's the concept behind it is we're looking at these vendors that can be long lasting in the space, which is exactly what Shark Tank was about, right? You have people that have done it, been there and done it. You can see that there's a staying power ability for a vendor to be involved. And like to Alexandria, which even said, like, explain that in English so you understand what the hell's even going on. On the Gong Show was purely about a talent of being able to sing or tell jokes. It wasn't about being able to convey a value proposition. So a little bit different, but I wouldn't mind having a gong. Let's be honest.
Let me ask you a quick question, Sean. Let me interview you here. This is your third year of PitchIT.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen a signifying trait that each of the winners or the top three placers have had?
Yeah,
good question.
Yeah, absolutely. One is they all are very aggressively asking for help as much as they can during basically, which is good. Right. Two, you can see a chance of confirmation. They all have 50 what they originally said on day one to what they actually present on the last day is almost a complete 180. So yeah, it's really more about that. You can see the 180 switch on it. And I mean, ask Thread, Thread will tell you exactly that. And so will Alert Ops. They all came in with one thing in mind, what they thought their product did, and realized they were feature baiting instead of talking about value prop to pain points, So, but the first thing is they ask for help.
Kris, 7 years in, you're obviously still asking for help if you guys are asking for partner feedback and developing your roadmap. So I love to ask the veterans here, what have there been any surprises in your PitchIT training going through the class, going through the different coaching sessions?
I think everyone is a surprise. The content so far in the PitchIT meetings has been stellar. It's really eye-opening, right? Everybody has their specialty, everybody has their angle. It really is. The PitchIT program, from what we've been participating in so far, really is as advertised. It's something special, and it's pretty awesome to be part of the cohort in 2024.
And of course, you're going to win, right? I mean,
Sean actually said something that stood out to me about the just being able to portray the value proposition. And towards the end of your pitch, you kind of were speeding through it, I think, because you realized the time was running out, but you were starting to touch on, the tools that weren't readily available for MSPs. It kind of sounded like the pain points that you're addressing, maybe leading with that first and not spending so much like you can just say, hey, we came from an MSP, we know the pains, and we're channel only. We're not going to steal your clients, but really dive more and spend more time into the pain points and address that a little bit more. Make sure you can cover those because that's really, what they want to hear about as well. And obviously a call to action is always good. Like Sean mentioned as well. I think that, the little demo on your page that they don't even have to put in business information to see would be a great, call to action for you guys as well.
Yeah. Oh, noted. Thank you.
I love that. Who would you be afraid of going in the ring against on a pitch? That's a great question.
Who are we afraid of?
Yeah, if you had to go into an actual MMA fight, essentially for pitching, who would you be afraid to go against?
Of the current 2024 cohort?
Anybody.
Yeah.
Take your pick. I don't care.
Okay.
Go. I don't care if you say Simon Sinek. I don't care. Pick somebody.
Okay. Okay.
I think you could take Simon Sinek. I'm just saying.
I'll keep it to the 2024 cohort, and we absolutely love him. But Larry from Infima has been around so many blocks and is a professional speaker. So if I was intimidated by anybody, it might be Larry. But I know he's in our corner, wishing us well too. So it's a nothing burger.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like how you really pleasantly, made fun of his age by saying
He's been around the solar system a few times. Yeah.
If I have as much energy as he does at 59, I'm living a good life, buddy.
It's yeah. Alex, Dean wants to know the same question from you.
Yeah, sure. So I've had a couple seconds to think about it. I would definitely say I lost to Anoop in the short little pitch off that we had. So I would love to get in the ring again with him and see how we could, yeah.
So you're not afraid of anybody, is what you're saying?
No,
I'm not afraid of anybody.
I'm not.
She offered to rap battle her pitch. I don't think she's scared of anyone.
Yeah, with zero preparation. Like, let's be real.
I was like, yeah, got it. Put me up on the screen.
Yeah. Keith, do you remember when you were 590? I mean, 59? I mean, so.
That was
So, all right.
turn.
Oh, that's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of PitchIT. I want to find out from you guys, what are you guys doing next? Alex and Kris, you guys are doing the show circuit, you're doing Marvin B, you're doing all the others. What's next for you guys? Where are we going to see you next?
Well, the only one that really counts for us on this call is the big fall show for IT Nation. So we'll be there with bells on, doing it up big.
Sounds good. Sean, what do you got going on?
I'll be seeing you in a few weeks at ChannelCon in Atlanta. Hot ass Atlanta. Can't wait.
Atlanta. Yep.
Yeah, hot Atlanta. We're gonna die.
My neck of the woods.
Yeah,
I might not even make it. I'm driving up a week early. I might not even make it. So we're going to actually be doing a tech bar the Wednesday before at Tier 2 Tickets, Alex Parmenter's office, which is also a bar. And so we're going to do tech bar from there. Yeah, it's horrible. I'm crying about it.
Yeah, it sounds awful. Yeah, so I'll be there, and then I'll be. I have another ASCII come up. I have a Channel Pro coming up. I can't remember what the dates are, where the places are, and then I also have our Chicago Central Mafia user group meetup too in September. So
there you go.
And I think it's the last one's like Connect. I think at that point. After that.
And then speaking of people that Kris wants to get, or Alex doesn't want to get in the ring, or wants to get in the ring with. Sorry, I forgot who it was. I don't know. Anyway, whoever said Larry. There you go, Larry.
No,
so
Kris is afraid of Larry.
Thank you. I didn't take notes. So on Thursday, you didn't mention, we're gonna have PitchIT, and just to make Dean happy to get more Boyd brain on the episode, we're gonna have Alex Boyd again co-hosting. We're gonna have Get in Sync, strategic management, that's a mouthful, and Infima cybersecurity with our very own Larry Meter, who we love very much. Not that we don't love all the contestants, but Larry's a drinking buddy. So.
Everyone has a special place in their heart for Larry.
And now that Kris already acknowledged that he would be Larry's prison bitch. Now we know who
Alex, what about you? You're always doing stuff, and you'll be on the next PitchIT. What do you got coming up next?
Yeah, really looking forward to ChannelCon, of course. Getting to be on a panel for that conference. It'll be my first panel I've ever been on, so I'm really excited for that. It's on professional authenticity, so I'm excited to be speaking on stage with some of my fellow people on the channel. And then I'm also going to be at the Tech Bar with Tier 2 Tickets that in Macon, I believe it is, right, Ray? So I'm going to be driving down and meeting Ray, which will be fun. Yes, Dean, I am. And also too looking to get more involved with the AWIT panel at ChannelCon as well. So I've been in talks with Berkeley, seeing how I can help out in any way. So I'm really excited to be more involved there as well.
Very nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here all the time, everywhere. Just find me online and we can have some drinks and some lulls. Until next time, thank you for joining us here at MMN Presents IT Nation's Pitch It. You guys love your long titles, too. We got to bring it back a little. We need some acronyms or something.
ITN Pitch It. I don't care. Do what you want.
All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We appreciate every one of you. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Of the MSP Media Network.